来华语电视周日晚间新闻焦点人物，和在这里一块做客聊天的依然是市议员刘纯义。Hi John, how are you?
Good.
So John, let's talk about you. I know as an Asian growing up in America, like you said before, you've encountered a tremendous amount of discrimination. Do you think any of those incidents in the past affect the decision regarding your career, decision? I mean, do they affect that at all?
Well, I think every person has a certain path, a life experience that you can never lose, you can never deny. And so whether I consciously or subconsciously reflect that past in what I do, whether it be to run for office or to pursue the legislative agendas that I have, that is just part of being a human being. But one of the reasons why I ran for office was to address directly some of those problems that still exist in society today. I have a 6-year-old son at home, and I hope he never ever has to hear the Jing Chen on the street or in his school or anywhere. And I hope that the kinds of struggles that many of us have already been through, he does not have to face. But inevitably, there's going to be some challenges that come his way, and I think it's not only my job; it's our community's collective responsibility to pave the way for the next generation, so that they will truly have equal opportunity, and not face some of the sheer hatred that still unfortunately exists out there.
And you, as the first Asian American on the council, you sure are a trailblazer. And I'm sure you face a whole lot of discriminations when you just started the office. And what are some of the biggest challenges you faced?
Well, I'm honored to be the first, and I take along with it gladly the additional responsibilities. But honestly, I really wish I was like the 9th or 10th, because Asian Americans have been running for city council since 1980. Mm-hmm. Here in the council, it's hard to believe I've been here for 5 years already. That is a long time for me, and I've loved every minute of it. There are some difficulties that come with being the first Asian and only Asian here in this legislative body, but that's whatever we do, whether it be in elective office or at universities or in corporations or in the arts and cultural world or in media, there are challenges that come along with being a minority voice in that particular sector. And so it just means that we just have to work extra and give it extra effort in order to achieve the desired result. It doesn't do any good to complain about it. You just have to deal with it.
And speaking of speaking out for the community, speaking out the voice, you really have done a lot for Asian community, and we all appreciate what you've done. And to yourself, what are the achievements that you feel most proud of?
I think that there are a lot of things that have been able to be completed and accomplished these past few years. I've never done any of this alone. The community has been terrific here in New York, and actually across the country, where people really have kind of come along and really been the support structure, because some of this stuff is impossible to do or even speak out about as an individual person. And as far as my colleagues in the City Council, I think being a member of the Black, Latino, and Asian Caucus has been a tremendous boost in terms of what I've been able to get through in New York City. Having the other minority members accept me, because before it was just simply the Black and Latino Caucus, and so that's helped a long way. As far as the accomplishments, it's hard for me to answer the question, what were the biggest accomplishments? I think we set out my office, and I have a terrific office of dedicated individuals who are committed to public service. We set out an agenda every year, every month, and every week, and we make sure we complete that agenda for that particular time period. And then we just move on. I don't really look back in the past, but I think one of the things that I would say has been positive is just really overall raising the profile of Asian Americans and letting the mainstream world understand what Asian Americans are, that we're real people, that we're Americans, that we're not an object like an Oriental rug, that we're not a foreigner, like, it's still hard for some people to understand that Asians could be Americans here also. And so when episodes like the O'Donnell incident on The View, or hate crimes against people in the community, or the ongoing, very disturbing pattern of attacks against Chinese food delivery men, those are all occurrences that need some speaking out about, and in some cases legislative action to really help people understand that Asian Americans are real people and real Americans as well.
Very good. So there actually have been a lot more than enough people saying that you have the distinction of being the first and only Asian American to win the mayor elective office in New York City. And do you intend to go for a higher office?
I am in the second year of my 4-year term currently. And so I still have 3 years to be a member of the city council, and I have to do that job well. And if I do that job well, if the people would like me to reach for a higher office, then I'll be happy to accept that responsibility. But right now, I have a very specific job to do as a member of the New York City Council.
And the year 2006 has been really a tremendous year for all the Asian politicians. The victory of Ellen Young
That's
and
correct.
Margaret Chan, and they just show, so much potential for Asian politicians. And I mean, as Asian, do you think you encourage more Asians to be politicians? Are there any other ways they could make a difference to our community?
Asian Americans are making much more of a difference every single day by pursuing opportunities in areas that traditionally have not been sought out by Asian Americans, by speaking out, by really engaging in all of the activities in all the sectors of society, business, as well as politics, academia, culture and the arts, media. The more representation there are of Asian Americans, the better integrated we are as a community in this society. One of the things that I've been pushing is economic integration, and that has to do with businesses, many of the smaller businesses, not only securing business and creating jobs within the Asian American community or within pockets of the community, such as here in New York City, but really being a part of the overall economy, whether it be securing jobs and contracts with different levels of government, to seeking opportunities with large-scale ventures like we have here in New York City with the construction of 2 new baseball stadiums. Those are necessary developments. It's not about making more money. It is about taking the next step in community development to be integrated in the economy. And as far as encouraging people to run for office, absolutely. We definitely need more people to consider, and I don't really call it politician, I call it public servant. Consider being a public servant, because we do need that voice in every sector, and especially in government and politics.
Thank you, John, so much.
Thank you.
Thank
It's
you.
always a pleasure.